Welcome to this week's episode of Inside Baker. I'm your host, Wes Michael. In the studio this week, we've got Sarah Romerine from Earth We Are, Susan Wade from the Career Development Center, and Denver Little from the theater production Blythe Spirit. But first, we're going to talk to Kim Kilmartin, the president of Student Senate. Well, Kim, thank you for joining me tonight. I know that you've been with Student Senate for a while now, and this year you're the Student Senate president, and this year Student Senate has been restructured a little bit.
Yes, it has.
And I was wondering if you could start off telling me a little bit about that.
Absolutely. We have the main 5 exec members,
Okay.
which include Public Relations, Secretary, Treasurer, Vice President, and President. And then we have 5 members for each class, which is a President, Vice President, Secretary, Treasurer combined in one position,
Okay.
and then 2 reps. Each Greek house or chapter has a rep, and each housing development, like Gessner or Irwin, has their own rep also.
Okay. So how many members total does that give you in Senate?
There's 40 voting members, and then me, which makes 41.
Okay. And now last year, how many voting members were there?
They're about 65.
Okay. So you've trimmed it down to about 15 voting members?
Yes.
And what caused that change, that restructuring for you guys?
We've been having a lot of problems in the last couple of years about meeting quorum, mostly getting the organizations to show up to meetings.
Okay.
So last year they decided to cut it back to just the class officers and the exec. This year, however, we decided that doesn't represent enough students on campus, so we decided to add the Greek houses and the living establishments.
Okay. Are other students still allowed to come to the meetings if they're not on the voting?
Absolutely. The meetings are open to everyone, and we encourage people to come. It's very difficult for those of us in Senate to hear what's actually kind of going on and what needs to be changed, mostly because there's 40 of us at a school of almost 1,000 students. So it's a great way for us to see what's going on campus for everybody else to come.
Okay, and when do you guys meet now?
We meet Tuesdays at 8 p.m., same time as last year. However, we're meeting at maybe 400
Okay.
instead of the Board of Trustees room.
All right. Now, you talked a little bit about last year you had some trouble meeting quorum. How do you think Student Senate is perceived on campus these days?
Mostly because we couldn't meet quorum, and some of the leadership in the past couple of years, it's perceived as just a body that meets to discuss what's going on campus. Like, for example, if there's an SAC event going on, that tends to be the most important announcement at Student Senate in the past.
Okay.
So that's kind of perceived as not doing anything and not really having any value.
Okay. And what perception would you like Student Senate to have now?
I like it to have as the actual tribune of the student body, which is what it's supposed to be, where students come to voice their opinions that then get passed on to the faculty and administration.
Okay.
It hasn't happened in the past.
All right. And how do you plan to work on that, to create that sort of environment?
Hopefully, working a little bit closer with the administration is going to be key, especially since a lot of them are new. And also hoping to get more students involved and putting the Senate name out there as actually doing something hopefully will help. I don't expect it to change overnight, which would be an unrealistic hope, but hopefully it'll change in the next, either this semester or next semester, to get much better. Okay. Do you guys have any, I know it's just the start of the year and your first meetings are just now coming up, but do you have any specific goals already that you were hoping to get done? Actually, we do. Ruth Sarna is heading up the Habitat for Humanity house that Baker is trying to put together in conjunction with Baldwin. Okay. And not only does that include the CAS campus, but includes professional studies, nursing, and the School of Education also. So Senate will be heading the CAS part of that, which is hopefully the students can help us raise some money to put towards that house. We also want to try and get a 150th gate put up somewhere on campus, because there's supposed to be 4 gates. Right now there's only 3. So we're trying to get that going. Okay. And do you know what kind of channels you need to go through, or what sort of fundraising you're going to have to do for that? We're working really close with SAC. There's going to be hopefully a concert sometime this spring that we're going to raise a lot of money for and put that towards the house. And then I think the class gate is going to be a lot of the senior classes project. Okay. And when you say senior class project, every class has a project, as I understand it? Every class has to do a class activity once a semester, and they have to do a service project. And it's usually tradition for the seniors to give a gift to the university. Okay, that's kind of a parting, we're leaving, but we're leaving you better sort of thing. Yes. All right. That's fair. And you said you talked about a couple of things that Student Senate's doing. Is there any sort of, I know in the past a lot of the talk has been about helping with Greek unity and
encouraging that. Is there anything that you're trying to do to help reach across all of campus or anything like that?
I think what we're trying to do is make it more equally represented.
Okay.
We've taken a look at all the numbers that live in the houses and live in the housing developments, and hopefully they're more equally represented. At the same time, there's no Greek coordinator right now, so it's kind of back to everybody's on the same playing field. And with a new dean and a new assistant dean of students, hopefully everybody will go back to square one. And we're really trying to help keep everything pretty equal with that. And having the same number of Greek reps as housing reps really helps.
Okay.
Because in the past there's been, uneven on both sides.
And with the new people over in student development, do you have particular liaisons you're working with?
Right now, as there's no official dean of students because Cassie Bailey has not come in yet,
right.
We've been working really closely with Teresa Clounch.
Okay.
And also Louise Cummings-Simmons has been stepping in a lot also.
Okay. And do you guys have a faculty representative from Faculty Senate?
We do. Bruce Anderson has decided
okay.
to step in and do that for us, at least for this semester.
Okay, that'd be great. Was there anything else you wanted to add about your plans for Student Senate this year or anything?
Mostly, Senate meetings are open to anybody, and if you have any concerns, even from the type of food in the cafeteria to the fact that there's trash on campus, or you need something changed like class schedules or something like that, please come let us know, and either we can help you or we can figure out a way to make it better.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Good luck this year, and
Thanks, Wes.
thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere because we'll be right back.